Hello everyone, I'm Sunny, and you're listening to Sunny's Focus. This has always been a place where I can confide, share, and truly open up. Sometimes, it's also how I connect more deeply with my inner energy by speaking my true feelings aloud. Today's topic is something I rarely talk about, but lately, this energy has been abundant and intense within me. That's why I want to record this podcast, sharing my personal experiences and feelings about femininity and the power of being feminine. In reality, my audience includes both men and women, people of different genders and sexual orientations. But I believe that all of us possess both masculine and feminine energy. For each person, one might be more dominant. And perhaps, after this episode, you'll recognize something within yourself. I won't be using any lofty theories or research. I'll simply share what I truly feel, and I hope it resonates with you. As the year draws to a close, people tend to crave more connection perhaps with themselves or with those around them. Is it because the weather gets colder that people want to love each other and be closer? I'm not entirely sure. Lately, I've been meeting a lot of people, old friends, former teachers, and even new friends. Everything has happened so naturally, and I feel so happy because these encounters have brought me many emotions. Recently, I had a business trip to the north, visiting Hanoi and Hai Phong. During my visit to Hanoi, I went back to my old university at the invitation of my teacher. It had been so long since I'd returned, and I could feel the youthful energy of the students. They gave me so many gifts and told me they loved Sunny's podcast. So, Sunny, I want to thank all of you. I know you're listening to this podcast, and I hope we can meet again soon. Lately, because I've been connecting more, my soul feels very light, refreshed, and somewhat peaceful. The strange thing is, this is also a time when I've faced many challenges, quite a few problems at work, things not going according to plan, or difficulties arising from partners or some unforeseen external circumstance. But if this were the old Sunny, I might not be so peaceful. I might have stayed up all night thinking, what should I do? How can I make everything go my way? But now, I truly feel at peace. Because I'm flowing with nature, and that's why I feel that when I allow myself to relax like this, I'm in my most feminine, most comfortable state. I spend time arranging flowers, listening to soft instrumental music, reading books, feeling very serene and self-sufficient. Even amidst busy workdays, I still make time for myself. Before, I used to deny this feminine energy by trying to force myself to appear extremely strong. After a breakup, I would never show weakness, sadness, or pain. I would only display happiness. Sometimes I even tried to post really cheerful pictures, often hoping he would see them and feel regret, something like that. But I realized that those were the days when I was anything but peaceful. Now, even when I'm sad, I allow myself to experience it. I don't try to force happiness or post stories or anything else to show that, oh, I'm so happy, my life is amazing. If I'm sad at that moment, I feel that in those moments of forcing myself, I'm neither happy nor at peace. After all, I'm just a small girl who wants to love and be loved. I feel incredibly comfortable when I'm home because my family always treats me like a little princess. I'm the youngest child and the only daughter, and I'm grateful for that. My brother takes me to eat whatever I crave, and my mom cooks all the delicious dishes I like. Every morning, my mom texts me, "My dear daughter, wishing you a good new day." I find these things so adorable, so lovely. But to nurture femininity, family affection is incredibly important, meaning how you're treated from childhood into adulthood. Of course, I understand that many of you might have childhood traumas, and I want to say that you can change that. You can start treating yourself like a princess before anyone else does, because if you carry the energy of a girl within you, you deserve to be loved that way, you deserve to be treated like a princess. I've also observed quite a few couples around me, especially those who are married. Just by looking at how two people talk to each other, I can gauge their level of happiness. In couples where the woman is a bit more masculine, the man often tends to be quite feminine, and that leads to a lot of conflicts. Because the woman in that relationship sees him like a child, she's like a mother, caring, worrying, even doing everything, even earning money. When women are in a relationship and they have to force themselves to shoulder a masculine energy, protecting and providing for the home, worrying about everything, they become very tired. They often confide in me that their husbands don't share household chores, don't help with childcare, and don't even try to earn money to support the family. They themselves feel uncomfortable with this. But in reality, We are the ones who decide on that marriage, and developing that marriage is also a two-person effort. The energy connecting the two people in that relationship is very important. So, if you truly want to find a masculine man, you must be a feminine woman. Meaning, your partner's energy must be predominantly feminine for you to attract a masculine man. And the reverse is also true. If you are a man and you want to love a feminine woman, you must truly be a masculine man. I feel this also has similarities with other sexual orientations. Although I don't have much experience in this, I myself once crushed, or maybe not quite crushed, but I almost liked a girl. Because she was a tomboy. And even though her gender was female, I always called her Anne, a respectful term for an older brother man, because, in my eyes, she was truly a man, from her appearance to her behavior. Everything about her was incredibly masculine, very chivalrous, very doting, and very mature. So sometimes, I really feel that gender doesn't truly matter. When you need to be true to your emotions, to open up and be vulnerable, I'm sure you'll feel that when you meet a girl you love, and she listens to you, she accepts you, a different kind of feminine energy. Many who embrace toxic feminism believe we should disdain men, replace men, trivialize men, and trivialize the femininity within ourselves, that we must be stronger, that we must fight men. But Sunny doesn't see it that way. Sunny believes that life has blessed us with differences, and sometimes, those very differences create attraction and an invisible power. If a woman knows how to utilize her feminine energy, she will possess extraordinary power. You know, when a man has been working, battling the pressures of life, and then returns home to a gentle, understanding woman, that is perhaps the most wonderful thing he could ever wish for. And in fact, people have often said that it's very difficult for men to be alone because they always need a gentle, loving, feminine energy from a woman. While women, because they already possess that feminine energy, can sometimes give that love to themselves. That's why women hold power in their hands. They have the ability to create a new generation. Their love is immense, vast, and profoundly meaningful to this world, not just to men. But many girls think femininity means sacrifice, means being virtuous. I don't think that's right. Masculinity means giving, while femininity means receiving. Sunny always believes this to be very true. Sunny thinks that to practice femininity, today I'll also share a few things you can do in your daily life. She will relax, sit calmly in her most feminine position, not trying to control everything that's happening. Femininity doesn't necessarily mean wearing frilly, pink, yellow, or orange clothes. Those are just superficial, external things. Femininity also isn't about manipulation, like intentionally arriving late to make someone miss you, or purposefully texting late to annoy the other person. Femininity isn't trying to become the mother of the man she loves, not trying to control or force him to do things her way. Femininity is not about blaming others, not about criticizing, complaining, demanding, and trying to force others to meet your own needs. For Sunny, those things are not feminine. Femininity is when a girl accepts herself and allows others to naturally bring her what she needs. She doesn't demand, but she has standards. She focuses on her own life and knows how to take care of herself. Actually, those moments when a girl takes care of herself, even in the smallest ways, are very feminine. You see, men take a shower in just 2 to 5 minutes, often just one bottle of body wash, one type of shampoo and body wash, and they're done. But women are different. Sometimes men wonder how girls can take an hour-long shower. You can ask your girlfriend or wife, but honestly, it's actually strange if a girl asterisk doesn't take an hour-long shower. Taking an hour is very normal. Because we have countless things to do, including scrubbing every single pore. We want our bodies to be clean, soft, and fragrant. We even have up to 20 different kinds of body wash with various scents. So, if you want to give me a gift, body wash is an option. Just make sure it smells good, a feminine scent. A girl who knows how to take care of herself is very feminine, because that's when she nurtures the feminine energy within her. Femininity is not seeking attention. She doesn't need to stand out or try to draw attention from others. She also doesn't need too many people to care about her, doesn't need the pursuit of dozens of men. Sometimes, she only needs one person, someone who truly feels her energy, even when she's not trying to stand up and shout, "I'm here, come find me." Femininity is when she is honest with her emotions. There are times when she is very vulnerable and she shares that. She says, I miss you so much, I feel so lonely, I feel so tired, I feel so nervous, I feel so excited, I feel like my action wasn't quite right. And at the same time, she also expresses her feelings about something she's not happy with instead of blaming, criticizing, or scolding you like your mother might. Why don't you take all the dirty clothes and wash them? You're home all day, aren't there enough chores? Why aren't the clothes folded? Why haven't you washed the laundry? Why haven't you done the dishes? Why this? Why that? She doesn't do that. Those things would make her very tired, so she simply shares her feelings. I would be happier if. That's a phrase we should all learn, everyone. I would be very happy if what? If you gave me fresh green plants on our special day. I would be very happy if you could clean your room yourself and wash the dirty laundry. I would be very happy if you no longer left things scattered all over the house. I would be very happy if you came home earlier and ate dinner with me. Those are the things feminine energy embraces. It might be difficult for some of us who are used to very blunt communication, but Sunny thinks if you're already too exhausted from trying to carry everything, then return to the feminine energy within you. Connect with your inner self, listen to it more, and you can change your current relationships. Is femininity always gentle and submissive? Sunny thinks no. She has standards. For example, she's willing to leave a man if she feels he's not masculine enough for her, if he doesn't show care or protection. When dating, she would never demand that the man pay, but if he lets her pay, there definitely won't be a next date. Sunny is talking about people looking for a long-term marital relationship. If you're thinking more about casual dating, flings, or friendships, then of course, you have different options and perspectives. But for me, to choose a quality partner, we need to start right from the beginning with the right mindset. If a man can't pay on a date, how can he provide for you when you're pregnant for 9 months? How can he build a home when he can't even handle such small matters? But of course, we never ask him to do these things. A man who is masculine and mature enough will know what he needs to do, and paying is something he will naturally do. In fact, he might even feel insulted if the woman he's dating secretly pays for the date. So the most wonderful energy when we go on a date is when the girl doesn't demand that the guy pay. But the guy yearns to make her happy and is willing to do everything to sit beside her. In reality, you need to understand your worth so deeply that sometimes people want to be by your side but can't. And feminine energy will never demand to know, what are we? She will never be the one to initiate defining the relationship because that is the role of masculinity of men. Men are the ones who will choose, will pursue, will announce to the world, this is the person I love. Because when he loves you enough, the masculine energy within him won't be able to sit still. Because you could completely belong to someone else and he wouldn't be able to stand that. Immediately, he will try to get closer to you, to make your heart flutter, and to make this relationship public to everyone, to give this love a name. Be my girlfriend. That's what a true man will do. You might tell Sunny that life is modern now and girls can actively do whatever they want. Of course, Sunny isn't here to force you. You have your own life and no one lives it for you. You choose to do those things because sometimes your heart is too strong. You wait and wait. He says nothing, he's silent, so you have to take the initiative, you have to step forward, you have to find answers for yourself amidst heartbreak. What Sunny is offering you is a solution for us to find a long-lasting and happy relationship. Will chasing someone who isn't truly sure about you lead to a suitable outcome? You can do whatever you want, but have you ever thought about what the consequences might be? In our youth, we can experiment, we can make mistakes, we can be proactive. But at some point, we also have to learn our lessons because everything has a price. We can be naive in our 20s, but at 50, after having experienced life, we can't remain naive like that forever. Sunny still receives many questions like, Sister, should girls be proactive? Should people text first? Should they ask someone out to eat? Sunny has answered this many times. We don't directly initiate with that man. We only proactively put ourselves out into the world. Meaning, we don't cower at home and never interact with people. We should go out, we should become the best version of ourselves, and we put ourselves out there, we connect with people, but we will never be the one to ask a man out for a meal or an outing. Surely you'll have to try being proactive once to understand why we shouldn't do it. And I feel that when I'm in my most feminine position, I truly know which man loves me. When a man isn't proactive, I know, he doesn't like me that much, or he's not confident enough, or he still feels a bit hesitant. So, it will be completely easy for other men who yearn for me more, love me more, understand my value more, and they will never be silent. They will be proactive in approaching and doing what they want for the woman they love. So you can ask yourself this question. If you like someone so much that you can't sit still, then what about the other person? I mean, if they loved you, they would have rushed to your side. Especially men, they're competitive, and they want to conquer. They set goals because they have asterisk to achieve them. What do you think about men who aren't proactive with you, but you still believe they love you? Sunny doesn't think so. A man who loves you can find 1,000 reasons to get closer to you, while a man who doesn't love you can find every reason not to show up. He always feels that anything he does for you is too much. Therefore, it's precisely when you are in your most feminine, non-proactive state that you can truly filter out which men genuinely love you. Femininity is not about winning or losing, not about trying to defeat your man. And the moment you feel someone is making you fight an internal battle, meaning, if a man, a boy, appears and makes you feel like, this person is playing mind games or manipulating me, you must leave that person immediately. If someone who used to text you a lot suddenly disappears, what you need to think about isn't, how can I get them back? How can I make them text me? Or should I text first? Instead, you should simply eliminate that person. You'll meet others. You'll get tired of the very childish behavior of those immature boys. Men don't do that. Boys love challenges. Boys aren't looking for a real harbor yet. They just want to date many girls and have experiences. So sometimes when someone ghosts you, you should see that as a good sign. It allows you to see what kind of person they are. And of course, when you're looking for a man, don't worry too much about his money or his assets. Because wealth isn't what defines masculinity. Masculinity comes from how he lives, how he protects you, how proactive he is, how he builds the relationship, how he has changed, and how he dotes on and loves you. Does he make you feel like a little princess, while he is the one who cares for and protects you? Ask your own feelings and truly put yourself in the state of a little princess with femininity, and you will be happy. Femininity is also about accepting the masculine energy within yourself. Of course, all of us girls also have a source of energy. I remind him of small things. Often you might feel it's extremely rare to receive bouquets of flowers or gifts. If you feel that's okay, then fine, continue as you are. But Sunny realizes that she is happiest and most at peace when she is in her most feminine state. I feel the best date is when I'm with a masculine man and he turns me into a little princess. He comes to the date with a bouquet of flowers. He plans the date because he knows what kind of atmosphere I'd like. He will care whether the food is good, what I like, what will make me happy. I feel I prefer that over having to plan the trip myself, having to plan the date myself. In the end, it's all about individual choice, isn't it, everyone? Many of you might feel that when Sunny is on YouTube, she appears a bit strong, but in reality, that's my job. In a work context, it's very different from everyday life. In fact, many people, once they get to know me in daily life, will see many other interesting things compared to the image of a very independent, self-reliant girl that I project online. In truth, of course, it's still me. It's still me, but a girl can absolutely be both independent and feminine. It just depends on how she acts in life, everyone. My brother even said, whoever marries you will have a tough time, always having to pamper you. Femininity is rising. Women are moving forward, of course, in work too, because they have been suppressed for too long. They've had to endure a life of sacrifice at home for their husbands and children instead of pursuing their passions. But of course, if you want and enjoy working at home, you like taking care of your family, that's also a very stronger, to do bigger things, to think bigger, and to become a true man to protect his girl. What do you want? In this podcast, Sunny wants to talk about the power of femininity, a softness like water, yet it possesses immense strength. It's not a physical strength, but a strength of energy, of attraction, of something invisible that is very hard to explain. But you must choose. Look deep within yourselves. What do you truly desire? What do you want to attract? And it's time for us to make certain changes to nurture both the feminine and masculine within us. Unfortunately, Sunny can't say everything in one podcast episode, so perhaps we'll continue this topic again. See you in the next episodes.